Thanks for tuning back into the Loss Prevention News Network. I'm Joe LaRocca. According to the National Retail Federation's Organized Retail Crime Survey released in October 2018, almost 92% of retailers nationwide said they were the victim of organized retail crime. Almost 72% said the problem was getting worse, not better. Now, a lot of people think of organized retail crime as theft or bulk theft, but the truth is ORC crosses many, many categories. It's theft, it's fraud, it's cargo theft, counterfeit goods. And then, of course, when people are stopped at the store, there's the chance that the situation could turn verbal or physically abusive against our employees, customers, and service providers. So there's no better way to understand the problem and discuss it right here with our next two guests. We have Tarik Sheppard with the NYPD and TJ Flynn with the MetrORCA program. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Welcome back. You guys are not strangers to the Quick Take Hot Table today. So we may, if we have time, get you in the lightning round later. So that's something to look forward to. Yeah. So don't draw it out. Don't draw out your answers just to avoid the lightning round, because I know how you law enforcement work. You guys are very smart, okay?
I already looked at your papers.
Okay. No, you can't.
Bring on that lightning round.
Okay, so first, though, Joe and I were talking about how valuable all of the nationwide ORC associations are across the country. So tell us about what's going on with the MetrORCA here in NYC.
Well, since 2014, very happy to see the membership increasing. And never before have we had so much federal, state, and local law enforcement inside of the site ready to help. So that's a positive, because before we started this, one of the issues was law enforcement not being aware of ORC, not taking cases, and now we have the right people in the right place. So that's a good sign going forward. Now I'll let TJ talk about where we're at in terms of the day-to-day.
Yeah, sure. So day-to-day, we have between 80 and 100 active users. They're going into the website. They're looking at the incidents. They're trying to make comparisons to their own incidents that are happening, internally at their companies. We have 2 incidents reported every day. We have an average of just about 740 incidents over the past 3 years, so roughly 2,600. So it's a great number. We know that the site is active. We know people are using it. It's a huge success, and we continue to forge the partnerships out there between the retailers. That's really the most important thing, is that the retailers, the law enforcement, are working together to solve this problem and mitigate the risk.
I think that's been one of the key successes with MetrORCA and the successful programs across the country, and this certainly being one of them. And Tarik, you had mentioned now cooperation with federal, state, and local. How are you drawing in some of your law enforcement partner agencies and bringing them into the fold?
I think the key is that we already have those partnerships already exist in New York with our task forces. So it's easy to have those conversations. But really what you have to bring to the table is real results and show them that these partnerships work. And you do that by showing them, look at the membership increasing, the usage, and actually, bringing topics to them that are timely. And I think they all have been very helpful, willing to go forward. It's just a matter of this is a big problem, and it's so widespread that sometimes you just feel like you're getting lost in it. But within what we're doing, there have been some fantastic cases, and I think that's the motivation to keep going forward when you finally bring one of these things down.
So if I'm a boss and I'm looking at the success of the program, am I measuring it on some sort of statistic or metric, or am I looking at sort of the non-tangible, the relationship value that you're bringing in?
Yeah, I think from a law enforcement standpoint, you have to really be assessing, where's this going, all right? So, even though this is not a problem that you're going to stop right now, you have to be aware of the fact that this is where crime is heading. And so you might as well start talking about all of the intangibles. Crime's getting younger, crews leaning more towards retail crime, financial crimes. So, those old tactics of just even wiretaps. Now we're talking about cell phones and apps and committing crimes through that. So this is where it's headed. I look at this as like a test phase still. We're still just exploring all of the opportunities that are out there to try and really mitigate not just the risk, but just be able to back our way into some of these crews and learn what's going on. We're developing all kinds of intel that's still new to us. So it's really interesting. It's fun stuff, even though it costs a lot of money.
And TJ, you've been one of the leaders of MetrORCA from really its inception. Representing the retail side, obviously it takes a lot to bring in a diverse group and sectors of retailers into the program and then keep them engaged. And it sounds like you've done that. What are some of the ways that you bring new companies and new people into the fold?
Well, we show them the success that we've had through the partnership. That's our message. So I like to present this scenario of it's not if, but when. And when you do have an issue that has happened at your store, you know that you have a contact in MetrORCA that's going to put the pieces together for you. So what I like to do is just really kind of boast about the partnership piece, where we know we have contacts out there throughout the tri-state area that we operate in. We know that we can connect a retailer with a law enforcement agency very quickly, and that's really that success through partnership. So when you're in that crisis situation, it's not trying to find the right partner, it's knowing that you already have the partner and just getting to business.
Exactly. We were talking a little bit about that earlier and developing those relationships. And sometimes it's getting to know the people that you interact with on a regular basis. And, you know, Amber's really good at building relationships with people.
Super good. And this lightning round is very helpful of building relationships in a very short amount of time. So part of the whole lightning round thing, we have a timer off to the side here. And you have to say... By the time the timer is wound down to 0, you guys see the timer, right?
Oh, yeah.
You have to be done with your answers, okay? Because if you're not, we've installed a trap door right underneath your feet that will just
Let me just try.
shoot you right through the floor, okay?
I don't want to fall.
Gotcha.
See, yeah.
All right.
So, I mean, you guys didn't see that coming, did
No.
you? Okay. All right. So here we go.
Okay.
We're gonna start with the lightning round.
Got
You
it.
just give your answers as fast as you can, right
Okay.
out. So don't try to sugarcoat it, okay? We're going to wait till the timer ticks down to 0, and then it'll start again. Ready? And okay. Football or baseball?
Football.
Football.
Ellen or Oprah?
Ellen. Oh, wait. I like Oprah.
Sorry.
You can't change it. Well, okay, we'll give it to you again. They get a mulligan. Ellen or Oprah?
Oprah.
Oprah.
Okay. He got the eye roll, though. Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Night.
Oh, okay. Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi.
Coke.
Wine or beer?
Wine.
Wine.
Snapchat or Instagram?
Instagram.
Snapchat, I guess.
Typewriter or computer?
Typewriter.
Yes! I didn't have any typewriters all day. Now I have 2. I think that has something to do with
still
all of the
have a
electronic-
typewriter.
You do?
Yeah.
And you're not the Unabomber, clearly.
I'm not getting rid of it.
That's good news. That's good news. And they're armed, folks, so we're going to make sure we don't have any. Okay, sorry. We're almost done.
All right.
NYC or LA?
NYC.
NYC.
Duh.
Come on.
Duh. Come on. He's
no-brainer.
using the come on.
Sorry,
Here we go.
Joe.
FBI or CIA?
NYPD.
Nice.
You got. Well, I guess I got to say NYPD.
Yeah, of
seeing
course.
that
Yeah,
I'm standing next to him.
yeah. Okay, Jason Bourne or 007?
007.
Nice. Sherlock or Watson?
Sherlock.
Yeah. That's a good. I got that one right this time. So, okay. So Joe has, if you know, but Joe never lets me bring him into the lightning round ever. I don't know what it is. It's
Joe or
crazy.
Amber?
Never asked
Okay,
me
well, now
all-
we're gonna
I
get the
want-
saucy
but
ones.
I want those questions.
Yeah. No. He gets the saucy ones. No.
saucy ones? All
You
right.
got to give it back to him because I mean we're competing, and the timer's almost done. We have to hurry. Angelina Jolie or Jennifer Aniston?
Jennifer Aniston.
Jolie.
Nice. Friends or Seinfeld?
Seinfeld.
Oh, cool. Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Oh, okay. You can see I'm out, and the timer has just ran out. You made it. You're
Joe
not
or
going to go
Amber?
shooting through
Joe
the
or
floor.
Amber?
Joe.
Amber.
Joe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nice. Well, at least we're 1-1. Hey, I appreciate that. See? Yeah. Well, what else can we talk about, Joe? I mean, we've got all kinds of stuff on the docket today. I mean, you guys have a session coming up with Gus to talk about some wonderful ORC things going on.
Are you going to talk a little bit about the MetrORCA and some of the same things you shared here? So
We don't know.
let me. So rather
It doesn't
than
matter.
repeating that, let me ask you just a broad technology question. Today we've heard from some service providers about RFID and biometrics and facial recognition and woven in there all the analytic and potential AI capabilities. Tarik, start with you. Where do you see this technology playing a greater role in law enforcement than TJ to you on the retail side?
Okay.
Well, I think it definitely helps make better cases. I mean, one of the things we talked about often early on in this stuff is not being able to identify your property when it's stolen. So all of this helps to make better cases, but I would warn that even with better technology, you just cannot do this by yourself. So one company can increase their technical capabilities, but ultimately it's still going to be through a partnership. It's going to be through awareness, education, because making the arrest, again, like I said before, is just the beginning. To have a successful prosecution is really the goal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say I'd second Tarik's point with the technology. I think it enhances, but to play devil's advocate a little bit too, Joe, is don't remove the human element. You know, we still need the human element. We need the people behind the scenes that are the investigators. They're applying what they're seeing from the technology and understanding it, and then making the right decision and how to mitigate that risk and have a successful prosecution, just like Tarik is saying. So we have to be cautious. The technology is awesome, and we want to make sure that we use that human element as well. That would be my devil's advocate approach. I'm a big tech guy, so I'm not knocking tech, but also, you know, that human element's important too.
Important. Yeah.
Okay,
Huge.
so I've got one that may be a little saucy. That's okay. You guys can turn it on your head. If you're going to be politically correct, that's fine. But when a loss prevention professional is trying to put together cases or something they want you to take a look at, Tarik, and then we're going to get your perspective too. And you're like, man, why do they keep doing this? Like, so you could either say the most annoying thing that happens that you want people to be aware of so they stop doing it, to all of our fantastic viewers out there, or you could say the most, if you had to give them one tip to say, look, when you come to me and you're out of the gate with this or any law enforcement professional partnership, what is it? Like, tell these people how to work with you in a positive way.
So my phone does not stop ringing from individuals and about their own particular company and their cases. However, they have to remember that this is not a singular problem. So I wish they would put their problem into the site, because that same crew that's hitting you is hitting all the other companies as well. Don't just call me.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely. And what I would say from the other perspective is law enforcement resources are tight, just like everybody. And the best thing that you could do from your perspective in retail or any company that's bringing a case to law enforcement is dot your I's and cross your T's. You know, that report should be pristine. It should be ready to rock. You should be ready to bring that into court before you hand that over to a law enforcement officer. And that will help you be more successful.
And bring snacks too.
And snacks.
To the meeting.
That's always helpful.
Bring snacks. Gentlemen, we need to leave the conversation right there. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. And for all of you out there, G-Rock, Gray Orca, I saw that message. We love you too. I love Gray Orca. Hope to go back there sometime. Thank you all for tuning in to the Loss Prevention News Network, your #1 source of LP news and information. We're turning it back over to Gus Downing.